Alright guys, welcome to CapitolDJewel's page, or channel, so checking out my good old boy here, that's Mr. White.
I'm Jewel, and this is my husband, Doug. This is Bronco, our female. We'll start off by saying thank you, everybody, for joining us for our first ever live stream.
Yes.
And it is a little bit past Bronco and Mr. White's bedtime, so we won't keep them long. We'll let you guys put them to bed with us in a little bit.
As you can see, he's actually like he's trying to go to sleep now.
Yeah, he's laying his head down. He's trying to kind of blend in. Mr. White is notorious for that. He'll try to match his colors to his surroundings at bedtime. She's trying to go to sleep too. She's closed her eyes. I don't know if you can see that she's closed her eyes. She's trying to rest. She's tired. It's definitely past bedtime. So, yeah, we'll be putting them down soon. But
we're super excited to share something special with you guys today.
Bronco just recently laid her first clutch of eggs. So you'll see the incubator is right here behind us. We moved the eggs out of the enclosure where Bronco and Mr. White are normally and put them into this incubator. We're actually going to share that footage live for the first time ever with you guys here soon. We're going to show you guys when we moved the eggs into the incubator. But first we want to talk a little bit about our chameleons. So the one that Doug's got on his arm is Mr. White. You want to tell us about Mr. White?
Yeah, so Mr. White is the male, this the daddy. He's going to be actually acting a little scary today because he don't like this camera. He's a little camera shy. So he's chilling, trying to go back to bed.
Yeah. So Mr. White is about a year old now. We got him when he was pretty young, about 3 months old. Bronco's actually 3 years old. We got her when she was about 3 months old as well, about 3 years ago.
Mr. White would basically chase Bronco around all day. When they first met, he was just getting used to the tank, so he didn't do too much as far as chasing her around. I think like the second, third week, he started chasing Miss Bronco around, and she did not like it. She did not like it at all. She finally got used to it and accepted.
Yeah.
I think he was telling that she was basically in heat. Well, not in heat, should I say.
Gravid is the
gravid.
word. Yeah. She was carrying eggs, and he knew that. He really didn't bother her at first until he figured out that she was carrying those eggs. Same with her, though. She really didn't pay him any mind until she was gravid. And people ask us that a lot. How do you know when your chameleon is pregnant, or gravid is what they call it? And there's a couple of different ways that you can tell. Her behavior is going to change. She's going to be less interested in food. She's going to start digging because they lay their eggs in the dirt. So she's going to dig, definitely. But she also got pretty lumpy. If you can see her, she's kind of lumpy right now. And it is possible for female chameleons to carry multiple clutches of eggs. So even though she just gave birth about 3 days ago, it is possible that she's already carrying another clutch of eggs, and that's why she looks a little lumpy.
We want to talk about basically the care that we take care of them. You basically want to have the heat at about 75 to 80 degrees in there Fahrenheit. That's what keep the normal temperatures and the climate where they're from, so they can have their nice time of getting adapted and starting to get their mate on. That's going to bring the mating stronger, because if you can adapt the, where you can turn the atmosphere as close as you could to their normal life that they like to live in. We basically kind of get the what you call them, the atmosphere is just perfectly just for the mating to go on. So he's kind of a little shy, but if you can look up close to him, he's moving here. He's up. Look at that guy up close.
He is a beautiful little guy. And she's still got her eyes closed. She's trying to rest, so I'm trying not to move too much for her. Actually, we're probably going to turn this light off here now. We had the light on in the incubator for a little while because the temperature had dropped a little bit for our liking. We typically keep the incubator in the upper 70s, and it was nearing 70s. So you don't want the temperature to fluctuate too much in the incubator. So right now, it's right where we want it to be. So we're going to turn that heat lamp on. And we'll let you guys see them in a little bit.
Check out Mr. White changing colors as he walks on my arm.
You can see him trying to get darker. See those dark stripes he's getting?
We really don't want him seeing him changing dark because that's not a really good sign. But he knows I'm no harm at all.
Yeah, sometimes it could be a sign of stress if they turn dark unexpectedly, but you can probably guess that he's doing that because of his surroundings right now, which is really cool. They do change a drastic array of colors. You see she's staying pretty solid because she's chilling. She's trying to sleep. But it's that time. We would love to share that footage with you guys so that we can go ahead and after we show our footage, we'll take you guys to put Bronco and Mr. White to bed with us. But we got some exciting footage to show y'all.
Alrighty, I'm about to show you guys how he was digging out the eggs.
So she had laid her eggs in the back of their tank, which is really swampy. We keep it swampy like that back there. If you've seen some of our other videos, we've got several frogs and a salamander that sleeps back there. And she had a bowl, this bowl that we got her. It's a little lay bin that's half full of sand, half full of dirt, same kind of dirt that she's used to, and she didn't use it at all. So also on our page we've got a short of us picking up the first 3 eggs that she dropped. We're pretty sure that those first 3 eggs were not viable, and that's why she dropped them so suddenly the way that she did, because she dropped them separate from all the rest of the eggs. In total, we got 20. So you'll see how Doug is very, 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 very gently moving each of these eggs that he's found back there in the back. The first 3 are already in the bowl.
Yeah, she dug them pretty deep there. So I gotta dig at least 2 to 3 inches deep with my fingers and trying my best to keep them as safe as possible. Yeah, it's a little cold down there too, so I really want to get them out as soon as possible and get them back to their normal temperature.
Mm-hmm. So here we found 16 eggs back there. Like I said, we already had the 3 that we didn't think were viable, and then we actually found 1 more after he had finished digging. So this is live, exclusive footage, never before seen.
That's a lot.
And typically, chameleons, veiled chameleons, are able to carry anywhere
but
between
you know it's possible
20,
for them to carry multiple clutches. So it's possible that she's got eggs that are just not.
Anywhere between 20 and 80 eggs per clutch. This is my girl Bronco's first clutch, y'all. So she did amazing.
Baby girl,
She laid
you
20
did it.
eggs.
That's the wife's the daddy, so you gotta give him his props for doing his part.
It's his first time. He's a new daddy.
That's a lot of eggs, isn't it, guys?
I was surprised by how many she laid. And like I said, we have seen and heard reports of people getting 80 or so eggs, which is just ludicrous. That's an insane amount of eggs for such a little tiny body. But 20, I'm impressed. She's a big girl.
Guess that makes me the granddaddy. You know.
I will not accept that. No. That makes me a grandma, huh? Sleepy girl. She is tired. Her eyes are closed. She can't wait to get in her bed.
How many you got? Is that including the ones we already had in there?
That's the plus 3.
19.
Yeah. So after we were done, go baby.
So we got about 19 eggs there. You see we counted them. That's the 3 that's in the bottom. That's already dug about 3 inches deep. I left the rest on top. Now it's time to get them transferred over to the good old incubator.
Yeah, we got a little footage of that as well when we moved them over to the incubator.
Yeah, here it comes. Good old footage.
In the incubator. Thanks for where the background.
That's the incubator right there. Got the heat, I got the thermometer on top. Keeping the temp so I can balance that out with the humidity also.
And you can see he's got that thermometer right there next to their container because we want to make sure we're not just keeping the temp in the incubator, but they're keeping the temp as well. Oh, she popped her eye open and looked at me. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, guys. So,
she's like, you're
got some more exclusive footage coming back at you. It's about to be a little too late for feeding, but you can always feed your chameleon at night. One time before he goes to bed.
Yeah, and we also have frogs and stuff in there, so they like to eat at night. They are nocturnal. You'll see them wake right up once the chameleons go to bed, which is really nice. They don't really have to fight over the territory because they're operating at 2 totally different times of the day. But we can take you guys with us to put them to bed and to release these crickets that we bought them today. So you can see a little bit more of how we do our day-to-day care.
So due to us having 4 reptiles, or actually 2 reptiles and 2 amphibians in there, we get about 150 crickets to last them about a week or 2.
Bronco, prior to being pregnant, she had a huge appetite. She would eat and eat and eat. Even if the tank was full of crickets and she was eating them, we could pull up to the tank with some worms or whatever and she would be ready to eat that too. That's another thing that you'll notice after your chameleons have given birth is their appetite is not going to immediately go back to normal. She's eating much less right now. She's more concerned about being hydrated. So we keep the dripper going for her when She needs it. She's trying to climb on top of me because she wants to lay down. And this hand thing is not that comfortable. So we're going to definitely let y'all see the eggs. And then we're going to go and put Bronco and Mr. White to bed. So, you want to get them?
Alrighty. Yeah, sure. Let me go ahead and get them inside.
No, yeah, bring them out.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a close-up, guys. The eggs. Doing pretty good right now.
Temperature in there is perfect. Everybody looks good. So when we put them back in there, we'll turn the light out since they're holding the temperature pretty good. You don't want them under the lamp all the time. They look great.
Alrighty, now we'll put them back.
Oh, you can see that Doug poked some holes in the container. You want to make sure that it's getting airflow through that dirt. Yeah, you see those, got some holes poked in the side of the container. You want to make sure you're getting a little bit of airflow through that dirt. You don't want the dirt to be wet. Moist, not wet. You definitely don't want the eggs to get dry, but moist, not wet. All right. It's time to take them to bed. So.
Yeah, I think I'm doing a little too much moving around.
Way too much moving.
He's out cold though. Look, he went back to sleep, guys.
Look how flat he got. And she's trying her best to sleep, but she's in such an awkward position. So you'll see how she gets comfortable when we go in here. So maybe we need to get on the road. Take y'all with us in the other room to put them to bed.
Take a look.
Grab it.
Right. The camera.
Yeah.
Let's take a walk with us, guys. There's the white.
Turn the lights out. Or you want to do that after? That's Bronco. Come on, girl.
Releasing them back. Sitting them back in there nice and easily.
They're getting comfortable in there. We're going to release the crickets and then turn off the lights for them.
Check out the 150 crickets, guys. 150, no joke. There you go. The 150 on there.
Yeah, we need to open this bag up. They get to going a little dormant too as they lose their air. So they're not moving around like they were. You see how they just kind of disappear into the forest. Bronco went all the way back there in the back. and got comfortable. So now you can really see that she's gotten comfortable in there. How lumpy her backside looks. Like she's got these jelly rolls. Immediately after giving birth, she really had like this deflated balloon look to her. And now she is starting to fill back out, which is giving us the impression that she's definitely carrying another clutch already. You see Daddy, you see Mr. White. And he'll go in and get comfortable too. We've just disrupted their little flow of things. Next time, our lives won't be so close to bedtime. Tell them people what you're doing there.
Alright, so you want to make sure you powder them up. Or should I say dust them up? Some of this valuable reptile calcium, y'all. This is without the vitamin 3D.
Vitamin D3.
There's that.
Which is what they need on a regular basis. You can give them the calcium plus D3 occasionally, but you don't want them eating that on a regular basis. They need a certain balanced diet, just like you and me. You see, he's going to dump this dust right in the bag so that we can get the crickets totally coated in this dust. Totally coated. Oh, Fatima, hi sister. Thank you for tuning in.
Here comes the release. Everybody ready?
Yes, we are ready to release these crickets. They come normally with this little styrofoam piece in there, which just kind of gives them somewhere to hide, especially since we have this swamp in the back of our enclosure. Without something, even with the moss and everything around the lake back there, they will dive to their deaths. Literally, we will end up with a lake full. Oh gosh, White just stepped on Bronco's head.
Here comes the release.
Oh
guys.
my goodness gracious.
Let's get them going.
Yes. So Doug tries to pour them as far from the door as possible because they will try to jump out. So after we do this, we typically close up the doors immediately to allow the crickets to calm down and not want to jump right out. Okay. So we're going to close this up. Yeah, they're not as active because those crickets had a chance to go dormant. They're not as active and crazy acting as they normally are.
In a second, guys, you'll start seeing the male and the female going at it.
We're going to turn the lights out in here. If you can see, our frogs are right there. Well, the male Australian white tree frog, he is right there on top of this black box sleeping. But as soon as the lights go out, he'll wake up and start croaking. Hopefully we can catch some of that good footage for you.
The white tree frog is late.
Oh, there he is. Okay, so while we're watching them, we got some questions that we're gonna answer. Some frequently asked questions. One of our biggest frequently asked questions is, do we get any aggression or issues housing the female and the male together? You want to answer that, Daddy?
Yes, we get a lot of aggression. Well, typically, the female has to accept, just like any other species. You can see that she was basically trying to take her time to get used to knowing who this guy is in her new house. Because she was in there lonely at one time. For
a long time.
Almost a year and a half now.
Yeah.
So she had to get used. If you got action of that, that was Mr. White. He's
Snatching
eating
some crickets, yeah. Yeah, so lots of aggression at first, while they were trying to get used to each other. But that was from Bronco, not from Mr. White. Let's be clear about that. Mr. White has never, ever, ever been aggressive towards her. She was like, no, who is this at first? But she did accept him after a while. And now you'll typically only see her get aggressive when he is constantly trying to mount her and she is not interested. So she'll open up her mouth or flare or make herself look big. Those are things that they do to show aggression or to ward off other chameleon's advances. So she does act like that sometimes.
Now, you won't see the female eating too much because due to her just dropping the baby, she lost a lot of her appetite.
Yeah. Definitely noticed a huge change in her appetite since she's given birth, or post-oviposition is what we call it. Since she's given birth, she has not had the same appetite. She has been more interested in water. Mr. White is normally the one that drinks right out of the dripper, but she's been doing it a lot. Speaking of which, maybe we should give her a little drink of water before she goes to bed. You want to turn on the dripper for us, Daddy? Thank you. Oh, yeah, we'll give him a little mist. Turn the rain on for him. Which is why the front looks like it does. We'll clean it in the morning. Give him a little rain before we turn the lights out. Getting ready to turn the lights out anyway. And let them relax.
See, look, she just gotta quench her thirst right there. So also, turned on the humidifier. Let me open up this window for you guys. You see that side.
You can see how the humidifier has this fog that keeps it the perfect humidity in there at night. We're about ready to turn these lights out, and we'll try to get some footage with the lights turned out. Oh, okay.
Missing all that footage. It's okay. So this how it would look like at nighttime for him. The same as it would be in the jungle. little minute, you're gonna hear the male white tree frog do a mating call.
Another question we've been getting is, are we planning on showing the babies when they hatch, and what are our plans after they hatch?
Yes, we're basically gonna have a wholesale.
Yeah,
We're gonna sell some and probably adopt some. Give some up for adoption. There's a few people that have been asking about them, so I might just give a few out.
and we'll likely keep no more than 2 of them for ourselves. Like we said before, you could definitely get some aggression, especially with siblings. Siblings typically outgrow each other pretty soon, pretty early, and they know they can't mate, so there's no reason to keep there's no reason to keep them around each other. So we would likely not keep very many of them.
And I forgot to explain to you guys, basically, what the mister would do would give him a chance to get a little bit of water in his face. He doesn't like it. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. So I'll just throw in a humidifier and she can basically just breathe in that cool mist of air.
See, our Australian tree frog is making his way through the bushes. Not sure where the female is, and that's probably where he's going. Oh, Fatima, thank you so much. Yeah, we actually have been thinking about leaving our live going with some live footage of them. So now might be a good time to do a little bit of it. You can kind of see him still back there in the bushes.
Thanks. It is a beautiful sight. I worked pretty hard on that enclosure.
Yes, everybody, Doug built this entire enclosure by himself, literally one piece at a time. We took some footage, so we will post a tank build. That's another question that we've actually gotten several times, is what we're planning on doing once the babies hatch. So we'll likely do another tank build for a smaller enclosure.
But if you can look around, I got a little mixture of everything. Plants, moss, asparagus moss, and deer moss is in there.
Lots of live plants. We've got vines. We've got a fern plant, a snake plant. Nothing they cannot eat. There's pothos in there. And plenty of moss. We see them chewing on the moss and chewing on the plants all the time. They also like fruit, so you'll see, and vegetables. We'll toss some different things in there for them.
If you check out over here, this is the feeder bin. You can check in there. There's almost, you can see it's 2 worms in there right now. It's a little snack for, I guess, in the morning or later on the night.
Thank you, Fatima. Oh, we got some crickets trying to escape. Scoot those back in there. Fatima says we should leave our live playing. Uh-oh. He fell down.
We're trying to eat something.
Yeah, a lot of... He jumped right back up. Fatima says we should leave our live playing all night on this scene. It looks beautiful. And wow, the enclosure is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, Fatima.
Thanks. We appreciate that. We greatly appreciate it. Also adjust the light to go a little higher. Damn, brighter, I think. Let me see. So it won't be as dark. See that? Okay.
Yep.
Brighter.
Oh, look at him.
So just showing you the different light fixtures we can put on. Yes, look at the beautiful scenery.
We got another question about what will feed the babies once they've hatched, and we will have to get some smaller crickets. We typically feed them the largest crickets we can find, and we will definitely have to get some smaller ones for those little guys because they are small.
We need a better stain.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good stain right there.
Bronco and Mr. White have both gone to bed. I don't know if you can see Mr. White back there, all the way in the back in the bushes.
It's night time.
Definitely, there's Bronco sitting up at the top. It's definitely time for bed. But that means it's time for the frogs to come alive. Because we're in his face, Geo is not going to say much. Hopefully, if we back off, he will do a little bit more.
And you can check out the new growth in the plants. That's how you can tell, like, that soil is pretty good.
Oh, yeah, the plants
There's some new plants growing right here. There's a baby one right here, baby fern.
Amazing. That looks amazing. Everything is thriving pretty good in there right now. Yeah. Normally when the lights go out, Geo here is going to start croaking up a storm so he can figure out where Teal, the female, is. Another question we get all the time is, how do we come up with the names for all of our animals? And actually, our kids name all of the animals Bronco. We told our youngest that she was a boy when we got her because they were selling her as a boy in the store. We tried to get a boy first until we learned much more about them and were able to sex her on our own. One of the main ways that you could tell what sex your baby chameleons are is the boys have a little extra bump on the back feet, and she did not have that. She does not have that. Never did, never will. She's a girl. And obviously we knew that once she matured. Can you see him? You can see Geo's jumping through the bushes down here.
Now he's going towards the back, looking like he's searching for the female so he can get his call on.
We haven't seen her yet. And we're definitely disrupting his whole flow. Ooh. By being so close.
So I got my fogger back there. It looks beautiful. Look at the fog coming back. Back there, y'all. That's real live moss. Got the photo plants.
Mr. White's back there in the bushes.
See, she always disappearing right into the bushes when you.
He's back there in that plant. He's looking for his girl.
He's gonna turn around so you can face forward. Get in a great position so you can see. Here's my temperature gauge up there to make sure I can keep the temp up there pretty good, guys. But there he goes. He's right there in the cut.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Fatima, for coming. Appreciate you keeping your live on for us while you rest.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. Yep, he's moving. Climbing up through. Again.
You can see Bronco in the back there, guys. I doubt it. You can see him.
We got another question. Do chameleons care for their young?
Not at all. Once the babies are hatched, they have to be on their own. Once the mommy lays their eggs, she leaves them and don't go back to attend to them at all.
At all. They actually have been known to be aggressive towards their own children. So it's definitely safest to move them once you know they're hatched. What'd you say, baby?
It's a little crazy how you can't see Bronco up there with all the fog.
She's blending so well with the fog and with the colors. You can't even see that she's right there. That's amazing.
Y'all can see the skull in the back there.
Back there in the jungle. we're actually gonna turn out the lights in the room and back off a little bit, keep the live going to see if we can get some croaking action from our guy. There we go. Oh, okay. Fatima says, it's the croaking action of mating call. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The male, the male will croak, and he is the only one usually that will croak. The female might croak in response to him, maybe, but she usually doesn't say much. It's the male who calls for her. Which I just find so beautiful. In most species, how hard the male works to impress the female. It's just so beautiful. All right, let's see. Set us up with a better view here. Doug is throwing back in a jailbreak cricket that made his way out while we were hanging the doors wide open for him. Thank you so much, Fatima, for your support and all of your questions.
It's always good to give this is a squirt of water right before night, right before they go to bed. And due to her being extra dehydrated, I might have to give her more than one squirt than I normally would.
It's really important to help your chameleon once she's given birth. Think about her like a person. It's going to take her a little bit of time post-oviposition, which is what we think of as like postpartum, after she's given birth. It's going to take her a little bit of time to get her energy back, get her appetite back, all of that good stuff. So we've just been keeping an extra close eye on her, handling her less frequently, and being very gentle with her when we are handling her. And you definitely have noticed changes in her, mostly in her appetite. She definitely sleeps more. She's a little bit lethargic right now.
She's not eating as much as she normally usually eat. You see, she didn't grab that one cricket.
Yeah, you haven't seen her grab any crickets since we've been here, and since we've been watching her here, she hasn't tried to eat anything at all, which is definitely unlike her prior to giving birth.
Yeah, that's not like her at all. She's normally the one eating up all the food.
Yeah, she's got quite the appetite.
And we're gonna sit here and let you guys enjoy the ambiance of the bomb atmosphere.
Can't see it.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Let's go the opposite way. There we go. No, that's not really working either. Trying to get us a better angle, and that's not happening. Okay, we got a little something, something.
Alright, guys, had to get the camera just right for you guys. Sorry about the whole mix up here.
Well, thank you all so much for tuning in to our very first live stream ever.
Our first time.
Yes, thank you. We are beyond excited to go through this journey with our chameleons, and we're definitely excited that you guys are here for it as well. These are our first chameleons together. Doug is like the lizard man, so he knows it all. But this is my first time ever having lizards in my life, and he's teaching me so much.
Well, it's a first time for me also. I always wanted a chameleon since I was a little baby. I always was fascinated by the way they can do their camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed this or learned something new, please give us a like, subscribe, hit the bell for more chameleon updates. We'll be posting more videos soon, including the babies hatching, hopefully. But that doesn't happen for at least 5 to 6 months with Veiled Chameleon. So we'll definitely be posting updates, keeping a close eye on them and on mommy and daddy in the meantime. So thanks again. And please tune in for more exciting videos. Thank you, Fatima. Fatima says, congratulations. Thank you so much. We are proud grandparents. You can see Geo, and our Australian white tree frog, is back there moving around again. Maybe he'll make a little noise for us, since I'm minding my business a little bit farther away this time.
I'm a little upset, guys. You guys didn't catch the croaking. But you know how animals are. They do what they like to do when they want to do them.
That's exactly right. Wild animals are wild at the end of the day. They do what they want to do. Can't be tamed. It's funny that he isn't croaking because we have no idea where T.O. is, the female. And normally, if he can't find her, he's
screaming at the top of his lungs.
Screaming at the top of his lungs. Croaking. Like, where you at, girl? Every second.
Sometimes waking us up in the middle of the night.
Oh, my goodness.
It can get annoying sometimes.
It definitely can get annoying. It definitely can. And Doug says he used to keep lots of frogs in the same tank. And that symphony of waka waka in the middle of the night is not something I want to hear.
Yeah, when I was much younger, I used to keep fire belly toad frogs. And those guys can do a lot of yelling. Try to say croaking.
Yeah. They do a lot of croaking. No, and we used to have several green tree frogs in there together, and they would make a lot of noise. I think part of that was because we had multiple males, so they were kind of competing for the females, and they would not be quiet. These, on the other hand, we only have the one male, so he only croaks when he wants to. He only croaks when he's looking for some love.
And another thing is, we are trying something brand new by combining the two species together.
Tell him about it, Daddy.
The white tree frog and the gray tree frog normally don't be in the same enclosures. They're not from the same habitat. So what am I doing is basically trying this out. I'm a scientist. So we're going to do a new experiment and see how they cohabitat and coexist in their
So far?
new surroundings.
Yeah. So far, how they been acting?
I think they love each other. I got a clip with them two together last night.
Yeah, a little nighttime clip. We might post that later.
Yeah, after the croaking of the white tree frog, the gray frog finally accepted and was listening to the tunes and basically asking him to do whatever he had to do to finish off their mating.
Yeah, that was our first time seeing him get inside of her little box with her. She likes to get inside this feeding box over here on the left hand side of the enclosure, and she'll just curl up in there and relax and sleep and wait for food to drop in her lap and eat whatever she wants. But last night he was sitting on top doing his little song and dance, and she welcomed him in there. They say that you'll see them, of course, like Doug said, this is our first time, so we haven't seen it just yet, but they say the male will come up behind her and embrace her, put his hands around her waist, and we cannot wait. That would be amazing.
Yeah. I see that we are getting a little dark on you guys, so I'm going to try to see if I can just lighten it up a little. There's a setting on here I can try.
Let's lighten it up a little without disturbing my man.
There we go. Guys, I'm sorry.
A little bit of light.
Alrighty. I can see the what you call it, gray tree frog is in the back there moving around.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, T.O.'s finally moving.
Oh. She like to play a little hard to get sometimes. Give her a chance to come out. Try to get some better footage of her.
Remember we said they are nocturnal animals.
Mm-hmm.
You can see her jumping through the woods. Or through the jungle, should I say. Catch footage of her. Can you see her, guys? There she goes right there, if you can see her.
All right, y'all. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we'll hopefully get some good footage for you guys tomorrow. Say goodnight to everybody.
I got a blue light is lighting up on Bronco back there. Making her change colors like she's glowing in the dark. Feeders. Alrighty guys, that's it.